Welcome to the Five. Donald Trump wrapping up a big campaign speech on the economy while in North Carolina. That's a state, Dana.
Thanks.
Hammering the phony who keeps copying his homework. Watch this.
Everything Kamala Harris touches turns bad. She broke the border, broke our economy. We will rapidly drive prices down and make America affordable again. With 4 more years of Harris, your finances will never recover. They're never going to recover. She's doing a plan. You know, she's going to announce it this week, maybe. She's waiting for me to announce it so she can copy it. Kamala, you're fired. Get out of here. Go.
So, Dana, we have a new acronym, MA. Make America affordable again. You know what's interesting? I felt like this was, and you can comment or disagree with me, that the whole thing was almost a deflation of the media's embrace of the so-called joy narrative, that he goes through all of the policies that Harris has pushed or been behind or somehow related to show you that this is not going to be a joyful experience.
No, it's like joy is as if you ate cookies for every meal. After a while, like, wow, I can't do that anymore. I need to have some meat and potatoes. And that's what he did today. So it was ideal timing for him because the inflation number came out today. And also there were some battleground state polls that Bill Hemmer talked about today on the board. And the economy is double the #1 issue of any other things.
Right.
Border issues, crime issues still important, but the economy is still the #1 issue. So good timing for him. Kamala Harris has let it be known that she wants to distance herself from Biden on things including the prices of things.
Yes.
She wants to lower, she was going to put out a plan to lower prices, but just as she did that, Karine Jean-Pierre at the White House briefing room, and then Susan Rice, who used to be at the White House in domestic policy and doesn't, I mean, she was in the witness protection program for a while. She's come back out and she's like, oh no, Kamala Harris and Biden were like this on all the issues. They were so close. She was so loyal. They were the best partners. They had no daylight between them. So Kamala Harris's idea of trying to distance herself probably won't work. There's one other thing I think President Trump could have hammered them on. In the Inflation Reduction Act, there was basically a raid on the Medicare fund in order to pay for electric vehicle tax credits. And we know how that has gone down. So I think that in some ways, like for that crowd, that speech was great. I think it's hard to go, wait, what are the 3 things that President Trump wanted us to take away from that? He had all the greatest hits. He's got a lot of energy, and he seems like he's kind of off his back foot and ready to fight.
Yeah, Judge, what was your takeaway from all this?
Yeah, I agree with Dana. I saw the energy and I was happy to see it. I think after the assassination attempt, I think he was somewhat more somber and more thoughtful, and he needed to hammer Kamala. He needed to hammer home that she cannot distance herself from Biden. It's a Biden-Harris administration, that she is responsible for the darkness. And, you know, we talk about joy and everything else. He had to go through the darkness of where we've been in order to come and end on the idea that I'm going to bring you joy. We're going to be wealthy. We're going to not pay taxes. And I got to tell you, there are a couple of things that I heard that were stunning to me. He talked about no tax on Social Security. I mean, that's fantastic because everyone knows the money that we fed into Social Security was taxed money to begin with. It was after-tax dollars. He said no more of these electric vehicle mandates, consistent with the fossil fuels industry that he's going to try to bring back, and that she's trying to copy him. And he made it clear that she is copying him. And if you're in the audience, you write this one down, as she did in Nevada with the tax on tips. And it's kind of interesting that he's definitely back to fighting. I loved it.
Yeah, Charlie, you know, the judge brings up the removing taxes from tips, but this was something that she had actually helped birth, right? But the reason why she gets away with this is that the media has yet to call her on these things. Like, she can change her story because nobody's bothering to check the first part of the story.
Yeah, on the biggest inflation buster bill that Congress passed, she was the deciding vote on it. And if she were answering questions from the press, you'd think that the press might ask, so did you not mean that vote when you cast the ballot? You're president of the Senate. That's separate from being vice president. You're the president of the Senate. You have a vote in that body, and were you voting against your will? Why did you vote for this if suddenly you're opposed to having all of this inflation? I think it's really funny. I love this backdrop that says no tax on tips and no taxes on Social Security. It's almost like he's heckling the vice president by reminding her that no, actually this was my idea. And it's also a reminder, and he kind of joked about it, saying that, no, I had to give the speech today on the economics because she's going to be giving one on Friday, so I got to give her some more material in order to give her speech. But it's a reminder that the guy is just a whirling dervish of ideas. He is a problem solver. He likes to come up with these ideas. There are a million more where that came from. And as he, I thought, very succinctly put it, she cannot solve the problem because she is the problem.
I think he just stole your talking point, Jessica. You were going to say
I cede my time. Let's move on.
Can I go on?
No, you're done.
No, but I mean, it's more of what you expect from Donald Trump if you're on the other side, I would assume.
Yes,
Yeah.
it is more, and he's definitely back to the fighter mode, though I would say, having been at the RNC, that, he threw those zingers out there too. He said crazy Nancy Pelosi. He went for it. He didn't slow down that much. But yes, this is Donald Trump in campaign mode, and that's what Democrats want to see. They want to see someone who is up there and is going to be bragging about crowd size and saying that he had a bigger crowd than Martin Luther King Jr. So it's not actually the best day, though, for him to be doing this, because the inflation report was a good one. So we're under 3% for the first time since March 2021. It's 15 months that we've seen wage growth go over the inflation rate, which is what everyone wants to see. There was a report out that our U.S. Crude oil production is now 13.4 million barrels a day. So we're outpacing 35% ahead of Russia, 38% ahead of Saudi Arabia. And what we're seeing in the surveys about this, like in Michigan, for instance, there was a FT and the Ross School of Business did a poll together of voters there, and they actually rated Kamala Harris as more trustworthy on the economy than Donald Trump. It was just 42 to 41, but she was trailing double digits, sometimes over 20 points behind him. So the American public is seeing a change here. They are seeing inflation cool. It's not done. 100% it's not done. But it is moving in the right direction, and that's why you're seeing such a surge for Kamala.
I don't know if we're seeing a surge that is organic or manufactured. Let's go to a black Philadelphia voter who knows who to blame for record high inflation. Let's watch this, Jessica.
Okay.
I blame the federal government at this point. If a working class mom who works as a paralegal cannot buy a $2 bell pepper because it's now $5, imagine a mother living on food stamps. Imagine a mother who's making minimum wage trying to feed children. They're killing us without killing us.
Try to tell her to be joyful.
Right, and so when the other day when I came back, I said I felt like the campaign sort of feels hollow, and that's what I meant. I mean, joy is great and it's fun at a rally, but there's also just feels like there's an unwillingness to actually engage on the actual issues. And what she has great instincts, right? She says, I blame the federal government. Why? She knows that if you spend so much money, if you put so much money into the economy, have too many dollars chasing too few goods, you are going to get inflation. And it's once you have that, it's very hard to put the brakes on it.
Yeah, it's very frustrating, Judge, because that's unfiltered.
Oh,
It's unfiltered. But what you get from the mainstream media, the legacy media, is how the media then takes it and then basically rewrites the story, so you don't hear those voices.
You mean like Kamala Harris in her headlines?
Yes.
That was very painful. I mean, that is a woman who has children, who's working, and who's just trying to eat. And what Kamala Harris has is she has the advantage of having a fresh face. That's what everyone's reacting to, that it's not Joe Biden. But it's also a blank slate in terms of the general public. And it's up to Donald Trump to define her. As she tries to separate herself from Joe Biden, as she tries to inject new headlines and refuses to answer questions and takes credit for things she didn't do, a lot of people don't understand who's at fault for where we are. Because you can talk inflation all you want. I want to talk about grocery prices and what I can afford.
I feel the same way when I have my servants purchase my food. I go, look at this. This is
can you believe it?
expensive. All right. I'm joking.
Click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You won't get it anywhere else.